Well, one of Israel's most influential political journalists is Amit Sigal of Channel 12. He joins me now. Thanks for coming on the program, Amit. I mean, we played that clip of Mr. Mladenov on Channel 12. I think that was your interview. You interviewed him. And were you clearer at the end of the interview what is actually going on? Your prime minister is saying he doesn't like the 15-point plan. Trump doesn't seem to care too much. Hamas is still sticking to it. This guy, Mladenov, said it's still alive. What is it?
I think we see the birth of this plan. It's way too early to determine whether this baby is going to grow up. Hamas is an obstacle. The very idea that a murderous terrorist organization is going to actually voluntarily give up its weapons and tunnels and RPG missiles is like a dream in the Middle East. But I would say that the general decision in Israel was to give it a go, to actually let it happen. Here's the thing, two things changed. One is that 78 days prior to the general election in Israel, Gaza is a hot potato. There isn't a single Israeli senior politician that actually supports the plan. Not because they do not really support it, but because it is perceived in the electorate in Israel as a surrender to Hamas, give or take. And the second thing is that there are three problematic points in the plan. One is the presence of Turkey and Qatar, a pro-Hamas countries that are supposed to allegedly supervise Israel, which is, of course, it's an absurd. Second is that the weapons are not to be taken out of the Gaza Strip, but to be stored in warehouses inside the Gaza Strip. So Hamas is always one wall away from its weapons. And the third thing is the demand from Israel to withdraw, at least partially, even before Hamas has fully disarmed itself.
Right. And of course, one of the other things that Jonathan mentioned in his report is that there's supposed to be a roadmap towards some kind of viable state, which the Prime Minister, your Prime Minister, has categorically ruled out. I mean, the whole point of having this plan, of having the border peace, is that eventually, hopefully sooner, there's some kind of viable future for 2.2 million civilians, Palestinians, living in the Gaza Strip in the most dire circumstances created by the bombardment of Israel of the Gaza Strip. What future do these people have? What is, what humanity can Israel offer them?
Yeah, so first of all, it's not that Israel just decided one day to start bombing the Gaza Strip.
Well, it was in response to October the 7th, but it was a very asymmetric response.
Yeah, it's an asymmetric. So I would say that one might wonder what an asymmetric response for the beheading of babies and raping of women and killing of 1,200 innocent people should be. Should Israel behead babies?
Israel bombed, roughly 70,000 Palestinians. Let's not play the numbers game. I just want to know. I want to know what you think. Let me just ask the question. I want to know what you, as a journalist, and Israeli society envisages for these civilians living in the Gaza Strip, right next door to you.
So I think it's quite clear. First of all, the very decision of the Israeli government, and I think it's supported by 90% of the Israeli public, is that Israel should never allow again to a murderous military power to actually get stronger on its borders. This is one thing. And the second is the question how to do it. So I think the plan of the Board of Peace is exactly this. It says, without having the need of Israel to operate in the Gaza Strip in order to unroot Hamas from the population. So if they give up the weapons and they hand it over, so it might solve the problem peacefully. However, I don't think there is a single person between the river and the sea that really believes that Hamas is going to give up its weapons. So I think here's the thing. It begins with education. As long as people or pupils and students in the Gaza Strip and children are educated that Jews are pigs and they should be massacred, no matter if they're, babies or women, etc., nothing is going to change. And that's why
are they getting an education at all? Because you destroyed all their schools. So where are they being educated?
It's not us.
The idea, not you personally.
Unless you use the royal we. I haven't bombed anyone, but I have to remind the audience that the reason is because Hamas used hospitals and mosques and, of course, schools as shelter for its terrorists, and there are hundreds and thousands of pieces of evidence for this. So the main thing is as follows. The very idea of unrooting the incitement and hatred and anti-Semitism from Gaza is in the plan. I'll give you an example for
Okay,
a country
you've got
that is not...
give me 5 seconds because we've run out of
Sure.
time. I'm sorry.
Sure. So 5 seconds. So it's the Emiratis that offered that the education system is going to be changed. And I think we should trust the Emiratis for this.
Okay, well, watch that space closely. Amit Segal, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Matt.